Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome back to the Gems of War Guild Wars Week 41, Day 5. It is a blue day. Today we have a slightly different setup, or same/different. Same concept, different team. We are finally throwing something I haven't really thrown yet. Not just the Dawnbringer in this particular team, but the Giant, the Titan Hero class. This gives all Giants 50% mana. This doesn't really help too much, but it does do two key things. It gives our Dawnbringer 10 mana, so we only need 10 more. And it gives our Forest Troll 6 mana, so we only need 6 more. This will lead to a 2-turn Forest Troll, ideally. It will also lead to about a 2 to 3 turn Dawnbringer, which we can throw for Barrier. He has the most annoying team that is in existence right about now, though really weird that he has the green slime in it. Okay, that's not as annoying. He doesn't actually have a Queen Mab and stuff, but still somewhat annoying. So we'll go into that. Hopefully this will come through. And yeah, let's just see how it does. I'm not sure if I need this like this or the other way. I'm putting up front for now because I know Forest Troll can feed all the way down to KrissTigger. So that's my goal, or hopefully the ideal thing that will occur. And of course, KrissTigger actually summons something that has a water link on it too, which would be quite convenient since it'll give more blues to all of our stuff. Lately, we've been running double KrissTigger, so kind of still doing the same thing. Also, hey, AW Ryan, we're up against your guild. So we'll see how we go. Well, actually, we might be up against you. Are you the Paragon this week? Or is someone else? Yeah, we might actually fight you this battle, or this stream. That'd be kind of funny. Anyways, let's go test this new team, see how it works. And just see if we can get away with the Giant Hero class with this. So as you can see, we start with half manas there. Really, really quick start. Not full mana yet, but it is still turn 1. Which we can easily just go and swipe for. We get our Crystallize off the purple. And all we really need now is a single blue, and then just double everything. I'm going to have to wait on the double, though, because he is... but I can't wait too long, because we are using a... he does have a Scion. But I am going to wait just a little bit of time, just because there's only 6 green, and it's almost guaranteed to miss. So no point in really casting it right now. We'll do that. He doesn't get a skull, or even a chance of a skull, really anywhere. So we'll just throw a Dawnbringer now. Still kind of waiting for the board to move a bit. That skull... Oh, there's 2 skulls. I actually forget, does he get to drain mana through Barrier? I believe the answer to that is yes. I'm almost guaranteed the answer to that is yes, so we have to throw our ability. Nice, nice. And he's entangled now, so he doesn't get to do it. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we'll go and get rid of green, it looks like. It is the color we need, but we could have an extra turn chance. I don't believe anything actually guarantees us an extra... Oh, yes, there is. Yellow. Yellow actually would guarantee us an extra turn. Is it worth going for? He only uses it for 1 troop, but we also only use it for 1 troop. I guess it's worth it. So we'll go do that. Get our extra turn, guarantee. And we can move a blue into a green if we want. Is that particularly helpful at all? Not really. Well, I guess it works up Forest Troll. What else do we really have to do? So we will go for that. Oh, he gets a free skull out of it. And he gets to drain because of the 1 hit. Really? Okay, well, at least we extra turned right there into another extra turn, into another extra turn. So that made up for what just happened earlier. Okay, so now we'll just... Oh, I can't take this yellow, actually. That gives him green. Do I just take the green? Actually, I think I take a purple surge. Oh, yes, I do have +1 purple. I was going to say, if I don't have +1 purple, there's a problem here. So yeah, we'll go take that. That's the whole reason why we have +1 purple in the first place, is to get that up quickly. We can 2-turn Azura if it double surges. Realistically, it's going to be 3 turn most of the time. Okay, he gets a move right there. Not much I can do against that. It does have a Queen Mab now. We'll have to go deal with that. We're frozen, so we can't really do much as far as turns. Purple, we are not frozen on. So I actually can go for the extra turn there by removing all of the yellow. So we will do just that. Get our mana, get our extra turn, get our Crystallize, get some mana for him back. Purple again, we are not actually frozen on it, so we can go for that if we want. So I guess we just take it. And what else do we need here? Oh yeah, he is big too, so he actually gets a little bit of life every extra turn. That's not too relevant, but you never know. That 1 life could be what saves him. So we'll go throw that down, get our barriers back up. This was actually a pretty slow battle, surprisingly. But, oh, whoa, that's a trap. I almost went for it. That will not be an extra turn because we're frozen on him. And he'll do some barrier crushing, and then we'll just poke it down, and that'll be match. We'll do it to try to get some mana, just so we get a little bit more points. Won't make that big a difference, but every single one counts. And there we go. Hey, we got a gold key too. So I'll grab all that. Very nice. He only drains if skull damage registers. Oh, okay, so barrier would stop it then. I just didn't know because his ability drains regardless of if it damages or not. I know that whenever he does a 0 skull, it does it that way. But there's a difference between a 0 skull and a him actually connecting. I always assumed that didn't actually put... I mean, that did still put the on-skull effect. I'll need to go test this afterwards when we're not actually in Guild Wars. Because now I'm really curious what its interaction is. We'll go test it real quick after to our own defend team. Okay. Let's see. What do I even throw here? I kind of want to go for the Dawnbringer now. If we go double the green, it's not going to be worth it. So we will go for the Dawnbringer. Let him do whatever. He gets a little bit of mana, not too big a deal. We are frozen on the color that it has there, so I'm going to have to go for that instead. We actually get more mana that way, so I guess it works out. Although this time around, it does look like I... Excuse me, sorry. It does look like we'll have to take the 5 times. I know we lose our turn, but we get a lot of mana out of it, which makes it worth it. So he's just... Oh, he is going to land with that, and I'm too frozen to bother stopping him. I don't know, maybe we go for it. It gets us a full KrissTigger, but so we're just taking a pair, so I might as well just go for the pair then. So we'll take those greens just to stop him slightly. And it actually is enough, surprisingly. We are not frozen on green. Oh, wait, we never were frozen on green. Why did I think he used green? Fail. We actually weren't frozen on green to begin with. What do we have here? Yellow. Are you an extra turn? I believe it is, because double there, yes it is. Okay, let's go do it on yellow. Oh! It wasn't. Okay, I looked at that wrong. Never mind. I lied. Okay, we are frozen on not green, so let's go throw that down. And now let's go remove green, because he's about to go use it. He has a really green-oriented team, which seems really weird for a blue day. We're not specifically using a freeze team, but you really should not send a like a spam kind of team on blue day. A lot of blue troops do tend to use have immune to freeze. More blues have immune to freeze than any other color. So it's not a good idea to actually throw that on blue day. Do I do that too? That'd be a fail if I'm saying that and I'm doing it myself. I believe I throw it on green day if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, defend green. I personally feel like it's a lot stronger on green day than on blue day to throw these kind of teams. Obviously, we can't use it right now because it's Guild War Blue Day. But for defense, I prefer doing it on a green day than a blue. Our team right here doesn't specifically use a anti-freeze, but there are many more options on this day that do. And out of safety's sake, since you don't normally know what's just being used, you normally don't use it on this day. Anyways, he's going to... I don't even know what we should do here. Probably get the mana up immediately, double the green, hope it doesn't miss, and go from there. He's also going to give us an extra turn here by us taking that. So he'll do that. We get to take these blues for free. And now we hope we don't miss. Good, we got it. And we should be able to win off of that. Need one really nice cascade right here. We have green sitting there. I could take out red and hope for an extra turn. We could take out yellow. That doesn't directly give him anything, though it also barely gives us anything. I'm kind of leaning towards red. It would stop him from getting as quick of a Dawnbringer. I don't know, but then there's also the issue of greens and blues on the board. I'm going for it. Go get that. No extra turn from the top, unfortunately. But we do get some of our mana back. Purple into the extra turn looks really nice. No surge, though. But we have another extra turn just sitting there. Perfect, perfect. Everything with full mana. And, yeah, we just throw Dawnbringer. I don't have a mana drain, so if his Nyx gets up, we're in trouble. But, yeah, we basically just have to plow him down with damage before he gets up somehow. So let's get rid of green, just so he can't do that. Or at least it's not as good of a value. Okay, he does get his own Dawnbringer, but it only hits on our barriers. We are also not frozen on green right now, so I could go for the double, though there's barely any, so I'm just going to go for the Dispel, get rid of all their barriers, and throw my own Dawnbringer back on it. We are frozen on red, so I can't take that actually, so we'll just go throw that down. And he's only left with 5 HP. He just hits on barrier, and then he hits on 33% skull reduction. Then we just double the green and ideally get that into a full KrissTigger and win. And that is exactly what happens, and we do it on anything, though just for mana's sake, let's try getting it for mana here. I guess do it for some greens. And there we go. Well, so far so good. This is probably going to be my new blue day from now on. Seems a lot safer than what we were using before. It also covers red and yellow now, which is 2 additional full colors. Before we were using double KrissTigger, which was nice, but it was also good when we weren't able to take colors. But this allows us to actually use everything. We also have Dispel for if the enemy's running Dawnbringer. I have no clue why, but his entire guild's running on this day. It's a nice team. I personally don't feel like Blue Day's the day for it, though. Especially with Azura around. You just throw an Azura into Dawnbringer, and then it's like, whoop, there goes Dawnbringer. It's pretty easy to counter with that. There we go. Oh, are you a champion? Oh, wait, I didn't even notice. I wasn't even paying attention to see if we fought you yet. Hey, you might want to tell your guild not to run that team today. It is a lot better on Green Day. I have no clue what you guys are running on Green Day. But, that is what it should be, most likely. Actually, I don't even know what my own guild is running on Green Day. I rarely ever, like, moderate what my guild sends as their defense. Because there's no way I can check to see what they said as defense. So there's no point in enforcing anything. Because, I have no way of checking to see if anyone's actually doing it. We'll go through that down. Well, we could double green. Not really that worth it, though. I guess we could go into a purple surge into a purple surge. The problem with that is, where's the second purple surge? Oh, what am I saying? It's right there. It's just sitting there, so I guess we can go for that. Take that. He gives us the other one. We don't have any cascades or anything, but as long as it surges, we're good to go. Of course it doesn't. He just hits barrier. Oh! Yeah, he just barriered and didn't entangle. Whoever said that earlier, yes, you are correct. We know that from that guy. Oh, I actually didn't know that. Has it always been like that, or did they change that a couple of patches ago when they changed the Devour change? I don't believe it always used to do that. But yes, if you hit, if a troop does a on-skull effect onto a barrier, it does not apply that on-skull effect. So whoever mentioned that earlier was indeed correct. So the Scion would not have drained us earlier. Okay, I need to go get rid of these greens. He'll just poke us. We're entangled now. I need that purple so badly. There's none to take, though. At least he's going to get very poor value out of his cast. I could try for a blue here. I don't really see many other options, so that will be what we go for. Actually, I could go start rushing up brown, but I will go for the yellow there. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. He actually got it. Luckily, he barely drains for anything because we barely had any mana at the time. I'm going to take this blue into a blue. We don't actually land the extra turn, but it's quite a okay amount of mana, so we'll go for that. That actually is enough to go and double. And we are surprisingly not frozen on green. We only use one green on the team, and since KrissTigger is not frozen, we can actually cast that if we wanted to, though I am not. The main reason why... Oh, nice, except we're frozen. The main reason I didn't want to do is there's just not enough green. Now there kind of is, but I still might go for a Dawnbringer first and then go for it. So we're going to take this yellow, throw a Dawnbringer, get the double, go into KrissTigger, and then ideally win. Here's the question, though. Do we want him to get it, or do we want us to get it? Or neither. Actually, we can do this. Oh, whoops, that gives him a poke, though. Ooh! I didn't realize that was enough damage yet. But we'll go throw the Azura. At least we get the summon, so not too bad. We are frozen on that, so we don't get it. He's going to get that drain. Do we have enough damage to deny it? Yes. There are 2 yellows on the board. That will indeed be enough damage. And then we'll go use KrissTigger, and then we go from there. Oh, do we have a guarantee KrissTigger extra turn right now? I'd have to do it off of green, or... Well, actually, we could do it on a couple other colors, but... Let's see. Can we get it on green is the question. I don't believe that is an extra turn. We could chance it, but it's not guaranteed. So we're going to go for the guarantee kill right there, just so it doesn't drain us. Get our summon to repair. Take the extra... That's not an extra turn. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Green, 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 green. Yeah, that's an extra turn. There we go. And that's match. We don't have a skull to poke it down with. Actually, even if we did, it would be 1 damage off, so we'll just throw that down. And anything we do will kill it. And what's the most profitable thing we could do as far as mana for the board for our turn? I guess take it into a... Oh, actually, if I take it into red, I don't get that mana, but I do get the yellow, so I will do that, actually. So we'll go knock that down. And there we go. Okay. Well, we did lose a troop, but we summoned it, so it doesn't really matter too much that we actually lost the 1 troop. Hello, Marcelo. Welcome. Actually, I didn't say any of the hellos. Hello, AW Ryan. Oh, no, we didn't fight you today. We're up against your guild, but we did not fight you specifically. Hello, AW Ryan. Hello, Derek. Hello, Nautical. Hello, Zidicus. Hello, hello, Alex. Hello, Marcos. Hello, Liverorbs. Hello, Big Bud. Hello, Xavier. And hello, Marcelo. Welcome all. Welcome, welcome. Okay, the final battle. Beasts. Really? A full Forest Guardian Beast team. Not exactly something I'm expecting. Luckily, we have Azura, so the barrier spam on it is kind of pointless. So we'll be fine. The only thing that could happen bad here is he silences us like crazy, which I guess is his whole thing that he's going for, since he is using Merline first slot. A little bit of a confusing team. Oh, he could be trying for one-shots too. I didn't think about that. No, that's not enough damage to one-shot. That's only 93 damage. There isn't a single thing he can one-shot. He would have to double poke everything to kill it. So that's not really going to do much. I guess our only real fear is a really huge Forest Guardian out of nowhere. But of course, those barriers we'd be able to handle. The mana we would not be able to. We'll go double that. Because we have no drains on the team. We don't have a drop right here. Or do we? Is there 3 of any color and only 3? No. I could double brown it. I don't think that's worth it though. Oh! I could extra turn to purple. No, I can't because those purples are in the way. Oh, yes I can because those purples knock the other green into place. Okay, that's weird, but that does work. There we go. And take the brown. Do we have a drop here? No. Even if we had any color that we could drop, we still don't have the drop. So we'll go throw... Actually, do we take the brown? Yes, because that gives us full mana to recast, so we can get a KrissTigger again for board control. So we'll just cast this down. Hopefully he won't take a green again, and he doesn't. Perfect. We'll double that. Should be able to land it with that many. And he should be dead, so he doesn't get the silence. So actually, we got that right on time, right before he got a single cast off. So that came at the perfect timing. If we do it on red, we get a skull. We don't get any mana out of it, though. That would double kill him. So I guess that's the way to go. So we'll do that. Don't get any mana out of it, but he's going to get his full mana. Yeah, he even gets Sunbird, which we'll have to re-kill. That mainly just hits barriers, though. Oh, though it does act as a tank now in front of it. That's kind of funny. Forest Guardian. I need to make sure he doesn't have alignment. The problem is he has alignment, and I can't stop it, I don't think. Let's see, I can stop this one. Does he have alignment at any other location other than that pair and that pair? Okay, so we deny 2 of them. That's fine. We take that away. And now he misses. I lied. He hit it. There was somewhere in that mess that I didn't see, apparently. That or cascaded into it. Because that was around the area where we took the pair to try to deny the obvious one that was there. Okay, well now he has double barrier. Need to go get a Azura. Only problem is he denies out purples, so I need to go regain my purples. Really, Sunbird? I better not die to a solo Sunbird. That could actually happen if we're not careful. Sunbird does do that much damage, particularly in Guild Wars, because it gets that bonus stats from... it keeps coming back with all the bonus stats from all of the Guild War statues. So it comes in with a really high amount. That's kind of funny. The team I thought would do the absolute worst is actually doing the best out of everything that was used so far. Okay. Well, what do we take? I kind of want to remove these reds, but there's no actual red to take this turn. So we'll just take the skull right there. I don't think trying to skull him down is a good idea, though. Azura is probably our best bet. So I'm going to let him bait out that skull. Deliberately let it go to him. And now we can blue into a green extra turn. And a skull as well. Okay, maybe we will be able to get that kill. And yeah, then we get KrissTigger. Yeah, that's dead. So we'll do that. That's dead off of anything we do. Ideally, we want to get rid of either yellow or one of his convert colors. I don't think yellow really gives us much, though. Actually, aiming at almost everything on this board doesn't really give us much. Okay, I guess I will do... Oh, no. I want to do it on red. That would be higher damage, but again, I don't think we're getting any cascades. Blue would be a single red for us, though we're denying out our own blue, which means Azura doesn't get to do anything. And there's no way we're really getting those purples, though. I get rid of purples, actually. That gives us an extra turn red. We only remove 3 of them, but it does indeed keep it on our turn. But it does deny out Azura. It also has a really poor boost ratio. I'll do that. Oh, we get a random skull out of it. Well, that was pure luck, but I'll take it. And we get the summon, so we don't actually lose a troop right on the final poke. And that should count. We technically won with a full team. I don't know if that actually does indeed count it that way. Or if it needs to be a full turn with the new troop. But regardless, we did 9,236, which is a little below average, actually. But that's okay for the first test run. I will be testing it again probably next week to see how it rolls out. Yeah, your guild definitely has some pretty interesting teams. I was not expecting that last one for sure. The all beast thing. Very interesting. I never thought of that too. Sunbird on whoever is Paragon. That is a lot of damage. A Sunbird Paragon's about like 30 damage full AoE. And it's split, so the more it gets kills, the more damage it'll do to each one. Hello, Alan. So, hello, Alex. Welcome. Let's see. Hello, Sean. Hello, Alexia. Welcome, welcome. And if anyone has any questions, Steam Build you want me to go over, or anything of such, always feel free to leave them. Oh, how do you obtain the Dawnbringer? The Dawnbringer is actually one of the hardest things in the entire game to obtain at the moment, unfortunately. It is obtained by going under your the mini games and then clicking over to Soulforge. And it is underneath the weapons. To be able to see it, you would need to have fully maxed out Soulforge. Don't actually spend gems on this. You'll naturally get it up over time. But it requires fully maxed out Soulforge. And it also requires the crafting, well, a lot of stuff. It requires the crafting of these 3 weapons, which each of these cost 100,000 souls, 50 gems, 3 celestial trait stones, and 400 of a specific gem. It's Broken Guard, Shattered Blade, and Dawnstone, wherever it is. I have no clue why they're not all next to each other. And Dawnstone. And between those 3, that costs 1,200 of various color gems, 150 gems, and 9 celestial trait stones, and 300,000 souls. So all of that together makes the Dawnbringer cost a total of 12 celestial trait stones, 350 gems, 1,200 of those little colored things of various kinds, and 1.3 million souls. Out of all of that, the 1.3 million souls is by far the hardest thing to actually get out of all of that. But yes, it's essentially the hardest thing to craft in the game, or even just the hardest thing to obtain in the game at the moment. It's more expensive than pretty much anything else. The only thing that's arguably more expensive is the useless Xenos, which requires 4,000 diamonds, which take like 3 months to obtain, and there's no way to really speed that up much. But yeah, Dawnbringer is a super end game kind of weapon. You don't really want to get it as a newer player. It's really nice for arena and such, but you'd get a lot better value if you spend that million souls into actual troops than you would trying to get into a Dawnbringer. Dawnbringer is something you get when you basically have more souls than you know what to do with. Xenos, you have 2. Why did you craft 2 Xenoses? I didn't even know anyone had 2 Xenoses. That's some dedication right there. Most people do have 1. Well, I shouldn't say most, but some people do have 1 because they do it for the achievement. On every version except the mobile version, there's an achievement where... it's actually the hardest achievement in the game, I believe, at the moment. Or should still be. Where all you have to do is just craft Xenos, but barely anyone does it because... oops, wrong order. View global achievements. But barely anyone does it because he's so ridiculously useless. Yeah, 0.2%. Okay, that's actually a lot smaller than I thought. That number has even changed from before, pretty much. But yeah, only approximately 0.2% of the player base have bothered to waste their resources on a single Xenos, let alone 2 of them. What's the next hardest one? Complete all guild tasks in a single week. I'm actually surprised that one's not higher. I assumed the average guild was a little bit higher than that. But I guess you literally are in the top 1% if your guild is completing all the tasks per week. I didn't realize that was actually top 1%. I thought that was more like top 5 or top 10% or so. Yeah, apparently only the top 1% of guilds complete all their tasks every single week, approximately. Could be a little bit more or less, because that's only the Steam version, obviously. It's not tracking every platform. It's not tracking console, it's not tracking mobile for those. Let's see. Yeah, I know. He costs way too much, Xenos, for what he does. Way too much. Oops, what am I doing? Let me go switch into a... he's using a firebomb team, so we might as well go use our Explore team real quick to go kill him out. That reminds me, I need to go do dungeons. I was just talking about it too earlier with Dawnbringer. Yeah, I looked over dungeons and didn't even do it. So let's go take a bunch of cascades here. Let's get all that down. I'm mainly just waiting till he kills himself out some. There's no point in throwing our abilities down yet. So I'm just going to wait it out. One of the main reasons I'm actually doing this right now is there's a better chance that he might hit this one. Or I should say there's a lesser chance that he'll hit our Rowan. So that's kind of why I'm like poking around here. Good, and he didn't hit our Rowan a single time. And then we just throw that down and almost dead. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. 3 HP. He does have a really high HP though. I believe he has the highest of all the imps. And I guess he ended up getting it off of... Oh, it's JGG. I didn't even notice that. I was going to say get it off of the keys. Yeah, JGG. He was just here, wasn't he? Oh no, he's not here today. Or he might be. JGG, are you here? I know you're normally lurking around. I guess he's not here tonight. Anyways, we just destroyed that team. We'll go into... Oh, we'll go back to this one. Oh, no, it's not good against freeze, though. Let me go bring back Orpheus, I guess. I like how even with Orpheus, freeze teams are still annoying. It's supposed to be one of, like, the biggest counters to it, and it barely even serves that role very well. The biggest issue I think they did with Orpheus is he does not have enough damage whatsoever. I know he's supposed to be more of a support troop, but they need to either increase his damage or increase the amount of mana he gives to all allies. One of the two. There are troops for that do 10 mana, or that costs 10 mana to cast that do more mana gain, or to do the same mana gain than that. And there's troops that can cast for 15 that do a more mana gain than that to all other allies. The one that does more is Queen Isabel, and the one that does the same, Queen Isabel does it for 15 and does more, and Dwarven Gate does it for 10 and does the same. So it doesn't really work out that well, given that he ends up costing 22 mana to cast. But it is nice having him for his ability. Like right now, boom, cleanse. Every single time I take the yellows. It basically makes Alchemist into an apothecary, but we still get to use him for his colors, which is nice. Alright, that reminds me, what was that one team we just messed with earlier? That was... Oh yeah, I remember what it was. That team was really funny. I need to go do it again, because some of you may not have seen it earlier. Actually, I don't even think the video rendered yet. I looked at it and it only had like 2 hours rendered. I accidentally uploaded it, but I didn't bother un-uploading it. It's just kind of still staying up there. But if you ever wonder why the videos aren't up immediately, it's mainly because any video beyond 2 hours... well, any video in general has to render some, but particularly videos that are beyond 2 hours render in segments on YouTube when they were done via a stream. So it takes a little while before they actually completely get fully rendered out. Alright, we'll just throw a poke here. Oh wait, did we not have any other mana? I keep forgetting it doesn't boost ratio off the 5 that it creates, which also is another reason why it's so bad as far as casting. Look at how little damage that does. Okay, we'll go into the yellow here. Get the Hellcat down. And go from there. Get that poke. Another poke into the poke. And come on, all we need is one more poke into the poke into the poke. Actually, we need 2 more, but now we only need 1. That is not far enough, but I'm still going to take it because I need the mana. Oh, I didn't go for it. Amazing. So we'll just go move that down. And then we go do that other team that I was using earlier. Most of you have already seen me use something very similar, but it's pretty funny how well it works with this one. It is, where'd it go? Not that one. Where did I put it? Oh no, I might have overwritten it. Though I know exactly what it is if I did overwrite it somewheres. I believe I did. What is under Rockbird right now? Oh yeah, that was the full Pure Kingdom. That was that one weird team. I don't think that one's worth it. Let me go and do, the one team over this slot. So get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Let's go get everything in here. So we need a Alchemist, a Hellcat, and finally, the Goblin Rocket. Someone asked for a budget team earlier. Of course, the first thing that came to mind was this, and it's actually insanely good. I've never seen anything work as good than this guy in this team. It's been missing a green-red for a while now, and this one can actually loop. And yeah, it does a lot of damage. A little slow, which is why I'm not really going to be using it too much, I don't think. But I have yet to lose with it. Though, with that being said, we're probably going to lose with it tonight. Haven't used it too much. I think we did like 10 battles with it or so. And we already don't have board alignment. Good job. Yep. Time to lose. We actually could if we start taking too much red. This guy is really bad against humility. Because every single time he takes red, he actually gives triggers humility's trait. Okay. Alignment. Where are you? We have like no alignment anywheres. Okay. Hellcat. You've got to be able to do something somewheres. There you go. Right on the top, actually. Right on green. We get some extra right there, too. And now we just need 1 mana for him. Oh, but we just got rid of green. So we can't. Okay. Fail. We'll go do that. I need to convert out not purple here. So we'll go do that on brown, and now we win. We get our convert. Get our huge hit. Throw down again if we have alignment. If not, try to get alignment through Cascades. And if not there, then find plan B. Okay, move that over. Get Hellcat back up. Double check where our Nerf our Hellcat is, or use Goblin Rocket to align ourselves an extra turn somewheres in some way. Where's our extra turn at? All this board. There has to be somewheres that we can set an extra turn to get this going. Oh, yes, we can. We can go and lower that down. Move that. Hellcat that. Convert it into the cast. Actually, no, we don't have alignment for that yet. We'll go move that first. Still no alignment. Guess we can go and like Goblin Rocket it into place. Never mind, we can't even do that because none of it will fall where I need it to. Or at least not fall far enough where I need it to. But what we can do is just go take that yellow, move that over. There we go, and that gives us the alignment we need. And we just keep looping until we win, as you normally would with this team. Except now it actually has good damage output. Titania worked pretty well with it too. Though I do prefer this because it gets the kill. If you end up getting a miss for whatever reason, it ends up getting the kills quicker. Okay, so now we have the solid 2 already dead. Just go get herself an alchemist and kind of move from there. Yeah, because it takes so much time for each move though. It takes a little while, especially if we don't keep throwing the Goblin Rocket. I keep wanting to go just all in on, what's his name, Yagwe. So go through that, get a poke again. He just keeps stacking up higher and higher, and down it goes. Only 1 HP left, and final low blow. Your thoughts on what team? Can you use Great Maul, Corvash, Crimson Bat, and Kraken? Doesn't have enough mana generation, but I can go do it. But yeah, it doesn't have anywhere near enough mana generation. Up there it is. I had it on my... I ended up putting it on my suggested team slot, but I never actually put it into a team. Great Maul. The Corvash. Put that in there. Boom. What else do we need there? Crimson Bats. And Kraken. Yeah, there's way too much damage, not enough mana generation on this team. Biggest issue that we have. I'd rather put like an Asha, or maybe not an Asha, actually that would counter it out. But something there other than a Kraken. Also, normally when you're using a Great Maul, you want to make sure you have both brown and yellow underneath it. Because after you cast your Great Maul, it doesn't use mana anymore. Yeah, something in this team needs to go. There's way too much of the same here. I'm leaning either towards the removal of Kraken or Crimson Bat. One of the two. Probably Crimson Bat, because if we do that, we can cover every color. We'd have to go a yellow-red. And we can easily do that with a Goblin Rocket or any of the better yellow-reds. That might be able to generate us mana. Even just simply doing a Valkyrie just to feed Corvash would be fine, because you have a Kraken that would also utilize the excess blues. Yeah, I don't really think Crimson Bat's doing much in this team. Let's put a Valkyrie for now. And put it like that. And just use that triple team behind the Great Maul. And then when the Great Maul casts, it still gets that extra. So right here, we're going to go into the... definitely need a +1 red. I guess our other +1... We might as well just put on yellow. It'll get Kraken up a little bit quicker, and then we can use it for Valkyrie after the fact. So I'll go with that. Any other team would barely ever get Crimson Bat up. And then with this, we could just cast Corvash at twice the rate we would even be able to do Crimson Bat in the other team. So I'll go move that over. Start getting the Great Maul as high as we possibly can. Right off the bat. Take that yellow over. Let him skull poke us. Take that brown. Almost full mana. Take the yellow. We'll do whatever. Oh, he got the Entangle. I'm actually going to need to wait that out if we can. Go take that for a bunch of manas. And do we let him skull us? I think that's fine. It's not too much damage. We'll take a green into the yellow then. And it also gives us a skull, so I guess we deny it out anyways. So we'll go do that, get ourselves a Kraken. He does not cleanse, so we'll go throw the Kraken down to get it for a Corvash. And we're going to have a lot of excess blue since we do not have the second one, but we'll at least get our mana very quickly. Right here, what's even the biggest threat right now? What are you using? Sun and Moon. That's a pretty big AoE. I might just go for it. So, oh wait, we're devoured at the moment. I mean, not devoured. We're entangled at the moment. So we don't actually get the attack value, but we do get the mana for our Valkyrie. And he'll get a Christine X down. We'll get a big Valkyrie. I guess we do it onto the red, since we don't need that as much here. We'll go do that. Take the brown. Get a Corvash into there. Actually, getting rid of brown wouldn't be too bad of an idea either at this point. And then just throw that down. And kind of just keep getting pokes here and there. Okay, we'll go for the yellow. Get it right back up. Complete the cycle again. We don't have a high skull value due to the being entangled earlier. I'll take the brown. Start getting Corvash back up. Skull, this skull I will take. And now we'll try getting a Valkyrie here. Don't have it. Ideally, we'll kill him out with extra turns. I don't know if we can get that many, though. We'll go through that onto red to try to damage him some. That is not enough extra turns, though. We'd have to cast Corvash now. Actually, you know what? We could wait one turn. Wait till maybe Dragon Soul takes a little bit more mana. Okay, now would probably be the time. So we'll throw that down. He's still stunned. Take the Skull Poke. How much damage is that up to? 26 right now. And double blue, or do we go for Skull? Probably Skull. We really have no need at that point. We're already taking so many skulls as value has gone up enough, so... And down it goes. Yeah, I think that still needs a little bit of revamping. Normally you wouldn't use Corvash, Crimson Bat, and Kraken on the same team. You can use Corvash, Crimson Bat on the same team. But also AoEs you don't normally use with the Great Maul. Great Maul is mainly... you can still use Inferno King and stuff to like get rid of Barrier and those kind of things. But Great Maul normally just works, it devours the biggest objective on the opposing team, and then it skull spams the rest of them down. And basically everything on the team is made to assist towards that. But I'd honestly just build, if you want to go with both of those, I would say just go with something like a Crimson Bat Corvash team of some kind. Because out of all of those in that team, those would have the best synergy. And that you could just put a Valkyrie and then one other support troop on that you might have. And do it in order of Corvash, Valkyrie, Crimson Bat, and one other thing. Maybe fully traded Queen Mab or whatever you happen to have. And just roll it that way if you do want to use the two of them together. Yeah, I wouldn't advise doing what you said earlier. It doesn't have enough mana generation. Even what we were using there didn't really have enough mana generation. Because it needed another blue to absorb the Valkyrie. But in that case, I guess we could have gotten rid of Kraken. But then we would have been green and purple short. Okay. Also, hello, Albin. Welcome. What else did I miss from the chat? Because I was going over that for a little while. Would you replace for Queen Titania? And what team? Queen Titania replacement for what team? Let's see. You took your advice from earlier and switched around your team. It was Trent, Lady Arnerio, Rowan, and Prismatic Orb. Now it's Salvani Mora, Azura, Rowan, and Prismatic Orb. Oh, that sounds fine. Yeah, that would end up working. You're blocking the Rowan initially, but it shouldn't really matter because the Azura should get mana quick enough that you just go right into it. Salvani Mora doesn't seem to be too needed there, but if skulls are an issue at your level range, then that would be fine. And of course, Prismatic Orb is perfectly fine into the Rowan. So yeah, it sounds pretty good. Oh, it is going much quicker. That's nice then. Yeah, basically just rush Azura, get whatever mana you get from it. That would almost be full Salvani Mora. Cast the Salvani Mora. And then by that point, you should almost have Rowan, and whatever excess may even give you Prismatic Orb. And obviously, Prismatic Orb always goes into the Rowan. Let's see. Just want to hear your thoughts on... Oh, never mind. Yeah, what team did you want me to replace Queen Titania with? Queen Titania would normally get replaced with a Dragon Soul in most instances. Though it depends really on what your team you're referring to. Let's see. You're only level 130, but have only 3 legendaries, no mythics. You're doing something wrong? No, that's perfectly fine. Generally, you do want to get into a better guild. The better your guild, the more resources you're basically getting for free. So if you're not really too committed to the guild you're currently in, that is something to look forward, or luck to. Basically, one thing you'd really want to do initially is get every single kingdom to level 10. This is, for most of the better guilds, a requirement, because this means the getting kingdoms to level 10 is one of the biggest initial gold sinks in the game. And once you get past that, you can basically contribute most, if not all, of your gold to the guild. And most of the upper guilds are looking for that, so they can get more tasks. And more tasks being done means more free resources for everyone in the guild. So at that point, you can normally get yourself into a pretty decent resource-gaining guild, which would give you a lot more keys to go open chests with and stuff like that. Let's see. Yeah, some people do get unlucky, though. It can happen. There's people over level 1000 that don't have any mythics. Yet there's people under level 100 that have like 3 mythics. It just happens sometimes as well. because a good majority of all drops in the game, like about 80% of them pretty much come from keys, and all keys are completely random. Actually, probably even more than that, because the only other place drops are really coming from at the moment is from the Soulforge, and very rarely would you get too many troops from Soulforge. There isn't many things within the Soulforge really worth crafting other than the legends and the mythics and some weapons, but that's about it. These little colored stones sometimes are worth going for, very rarely though. Like this week it was somewhat okay to go for Shocktopus, because if you did, you actually got him a few days early, as well as the fact that he's technically been available through no other means. I'm actually not sure if he's in the key drop pool. I believe they said that he is, but in all the keys we opened yesterday, I actually didn't get a single copy of him. So that was weird. Speaking of that, we still have some glory keys left. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing with them. I might just save them at this point. I kind of want to throw them down, but we only have 2,000 left, so I don't want to waste through too many of them. I'm still opening my gold keys, though. Because I do want to make sure I get at least one more rarity levels on the commons. I believe they're only like ultra rare right now. I want to get them to at least epic. Actually, let me double check. I might not even need to do that. And there's only one common, actually, not two. Where to go? I need to find a Shentang Kingdom. Where to go? And I need this for Kingdom Stars. Yeah, it's only ultra rare right now. I want to try getting that to epic, which I think we need 25 for. Where to go? Where's the page that tells me? Yeah, we need 25 for it. So I need 20 more copies of this guy. Preferably 22, so I can do a team of 3 if I ever feel like messing around with him. But, yeah, I need to get that to epic if I can. And once then, I can stop opening gold keys a bit. I actually do have enough to throw a bunch on gold keys. But, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with that gold. I'll probably just contribute it in the next week. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to throw it on gold keys or not. But I know the next gold keys I'm getting over the next week or two will probably go right into spending them. Okay. Yeah, he was free for Valentine's Day, the Shocktopus, but he was available on Monday, which was 2 days before Valentine's Day. So he was available for a very short duration of time prior to him actually officially being released. They did that unintentionally. They never intended for him to come out that early. They were going to do it. Oops, I didn't mean to use this team. Actually, I think someone asked for a Silent One team earlier, and I did something like this. Oh no, never mind. They asked for a budget Silent team. It wasn't this. There was something very similar to this. Okay, we'll move that down. What do we move? We'll take the purple. Never was a huge fan of Silent One. He was really overpowered when the game first started, which might also be another reason why I hated him. These days, I mainly hate him because he's too slow. So, yeah, I don't normally use him. He has a really good disable, though. Boom. Entire team silence. Now none of them can gain mana. And we can also get a cleanse simply by taking a yellow if we want. Maybe we can randomly cascade it. Nope. I'm going to take that. Oh, it already got its cleanse. I was going to take that yellow, get the surge, and then cleanse it. But at this point, we might as well just go for a poke. We'll do that on you just so you don't summon, just in case you somehow get full mana. Almost all of them unsilence at once. And now we just re-silence, keep them down again, make it so they can't do anything, and just keep repeating and then win. And there we go. The only problem with that, even though you get to disable them a lot, you're throwing away damage potential by doing that. But down it goes. That battle did go pretty smooth, though, compared to most. It does help when they can all be silenced, though. When you only get a triple silence and there's still that one left that is unsilenced, that's when it's really annoying trying to use them. Soulforge is RNG based. It's only partially RNG based. Well, what shows up in the Soulforge is RNG based at the moment. That's not going to be the case next patch, though. Next patch, they're going to start bringing it on a rotation so that it's not 100% random anymore, which will be nice. It's going to go through every single troop once before it ever repeats another one, which will be really good for the mythics, though not so good for the legends, because I believe with how many legends there are in the game, with the current amount, if they keep it exactly as is, it would take around almost 6 months for it to rotate through every legend. But for mythics, it would only take like 5 weeks, I believe, because there's a lot less mythics. Okay, we'll throw the Dawnbringer down. Yeah, like for example, Soul Zara just came out for the first time in the Soulforge this week. Don't forget to get that if you are a newer player that can't afford it. Soul Zara, if you don't have any other soul farming method, is a pretty good method, at least for earlier on in the game. I personally don't care for her later on, but if you have absolutely nothing else that can get souls, she not only has a 50% soul gain, but she also can 2 cast into full souls for a single battle, which is really quick. Not even Dragon Soul can 2 cast. Dragon Soul needs to 3 cast into full mana. Also, I believe they're slightly nerfing Dragon Soul next patch too, by the way. We still don't know exactly what they're doing. We know they're messing around with the traits. They're getting rid of his mana shield. They're changing his final trait into something that we do not know. And some other thing they're doing. We don't know exactly what that other thing is, if they're even going to do it. But they're definitely going to change the traits. Okay, he's going to get that drain. Not much we can do about that. And he still gets it through Barrier, because for whatever reason, Barrier does not protect it. It just doesn't like to. Barrier likes to do very little. Same as Submerge. Okay, we'll go and... do we have a Brown here? No, we do not. Do we have a chance to Cascade a Brown? That we also do not have, so I'll just take the safe route and just kill him with a Skull. Do we have a backup option now? I need 1 brown or 1 yellow. We'll just take the purple, I guess. Get that down on the Cascade. If he take... Oh, he Molocked us. I was going to say, if he took that Skull, it wouldn't matter at all. But he didn't go for it. We'll throw that down. That actually hit the exact targets I needed to, though somehow he still lived with 1 HP. And he still keeps getting those drains. I think that's the 3rd full drain he got on us this battle. He's getting really... he's doing really good with those. Getting them exactly when he needs them. And now we're kind of stuck not being able to get full mana on anything. We're going to move that up, I guess. There's no point in trying to get Mercy up at this point. Skull, do I take it? If he didn't have an Inferno King there, I would. Unfortunately, he got that summon out of nowhere. We'll go through to Dragon Soul. We have Mercy, surprisingly. We have partial alignment. I don't think it's worth going for only partial, though. We'll go take that. Throw this down. Gonna get a Moloch, but luckily he dies to that. Perfect. And yeah, this match. Throw that down again. And anything we do will kill, assuming he actually dies this time instead of revives. Let's see. Who will he go down this time? If nothing else, at least he won't have mana after this. Okay, good. He does go down. And there we go. See you, AW Ryan. Have a good night. Why is Tacet the only streamer for Gems of War? The devs stream occasionally, the developers of the game. They normally stream on Mondays if they're going to stream. They also sometimes do Q&A streams. They started doing that earlier this year, and they've kind of been keeping it going so far. But yeah, they've been doing it some. But yeah, no one really does it other than myself these days. Why it is, I do not know. Why no one else really streams. I think some other people were interested in trying to get into it, but then they never did. That or they did, but they didn't get any exposure. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. The few people that did say that they were planning on it, they never really got back to me, like that they were doing on a regular basis or anything. So I just assumed they kind of just didn't want to do it. But yeah, I'm not quite sure why no one else does it. It's actually a pretty decently sized game too. Anyways, let me go do the dungeons before I forget, because I will forget if I don't do it. Let me go run it down with the standard team. Let me get the Sand Scholar out there. Get the Firebomb in there instead. And we're good to go. Put that in there. Boom. Have our banner set. Oh, we're good to go. It was the Alchemist Hellcat, Goblin Rocket, and the new Legend team. Oh, that one. Well, you can put... Let's see. You can put the new Legend there. You can put Queen Titania there. You can put a second Goblin Rocket there, which is the absolute cheapest thing you could do if you don't have anything that I'm saying. You could put a World Breaker there. You could put an Infernus there. You can put, I guess, a Garuda there. You don't get an extra turn loop, but you do get a Red Storm. And yeah, basically anything that uses red or yellow for a very high impact spell is what you can put there. The only reason you can get away with a second Goblin Rocket is simply because it infinitely loops. It's not particularly quick, but it very rarely loses due to how well it loops. Which is normally why you would want a fourth good troop there. Ideally one that can loop. So things like Ural as well. Anything that has like that extra turn chance on it. It doesn't necessarily need to be board control, as long as it can extra turn in any way, shape, or form. Those are basically the two conditions, or three conditions. It needs to be really high damage. It needs to have an extra turn, and it needs to use either red or yellow. As long as a troop does all three of those things, it can be used as fourth slot on that team. Oops, I didn't take the green. That was just sitting there. Would have been full mana for Rowan. Oh well. Throw that down. He better not get that Devour. No, he's actually way far away from it, so let's throw that down. Let him do whatever. Throw that down again. Purple to a red. Nope, not quite. And he denies the other mana I need. We'll just take that. Throw to Sunbird, dead. Throw to Sunbird, come on. And down it goes. What would you say is the quickest way to make coins between farming with rogues, map farming using Arena Explorer with Sunbird? Oh, the quickest way to get gold is definitely PvP with the quickest possible team you can do, particularly on revenge battles. I believe the easiest way to do it is, well, it depends on your level range and what kind of gold values you're actually getting. But I believe the absolute best way of doing that is to spam 1 and 2 trophies in PvP, and only do the spam 1 and 2 trophies in PvP, and then do the revenges whenever you see them, regardless of what trophy amount it is. I believe that is the quickest possible way to gain gold. But basically PvP in any way shape or form is the quickest way of gaining gold. There isn't anything other than PvP that gains that anywhere remotely as quick. Explorer might be a bit quicker starting next patch, because they're doing some kind of buff to Explorer as well as some other new feature thing, which might make Explorer quite a bit, maybe even better than farming in PvP, which would be really weird if that ever becomes the case. But yeah, at this current moment in time, basically PvP is where you should be going to farm gold. You'd basically go for the weaker battle. As you can see, there's not too big of a disparity here. And the reason you keep doing it in this normal PvP instead of casual, even though you can get quite a bit of gold from doing it in casual and Warlord 4 difficulty, or Warlord 3, the reason you do it in the normal battles is it keeps rolling to try to find more revenges. And revenges, even though it doesn't actually show you that you do, it gains twice as much gold than a normal battle. So we're gaining twice as much gold for doing this battle right here than we would normally. So whatever value it says at the end of this battle, we actually got approximately 2 times as much of that number. Basically, whatever the reward was for the thing, which I believe is 1,100 right now, a little bit higher, we get twice as much as that for winning this battle. So basically, whatever we see is almost double at the end of the battle. So we'll go through this down. I can't really show that now. We'd have to see our value of gold before and after the battle to really show that. I probably should have checked that before we started. But yeah, just take my word for it. It is indeed still double. I'll make sure to double check that next patch too. But it's been around for a while now, gaining double gold from revenge battles. It doesn't tell you about it anywhere in the game though. It's also really hard to tell since it doesn't visually show it at the end of battle. But it does indeed occur. What do we need here? We'll go and throw... I guess we throw one down. Actually, no, yeah, that does. Okay, so we get alignment there. Throw that down. See if we can get a Hellcat. Don't even need it. Never mind, we just keep spamming. Now we throw a Hellcat, so we get the mana back up. And keep spamming. Up 6 should have taken that. Not too big a deal, though. He's already dead. And down he goes. And there we go. Let's see. Yeah, this game is very, very addicting. That is for sure. I started, like, right when it came out and haven't stopped ever playing it. There was, like, a few months here and there where I played it quite a bit less. But that's about it. And mainly because I was really busy with, like, college and stuff at the time. Because I was doing full-time college while still working almost full-time as well when I was doing that. So I had very little time. But, yeah, pretty much always I've been playing this game on a weekly basis. At minimum, I've always been doing, like, the standard guild requirement and weekly kind of things. Now, of course, we have daily things that we can do, too. We have raids that are coming next patch. We have Guild Wars. We have whatever the other feature that's coming next patch that they mentioned. And, of course, we have Dungeons now, too. Though Dungeons is pretty lackluster. I don't know. Dungeons, they need to do something about Dungeons. It's way, way too easy for late game. They need, like, hard mode dungeons or something. Like, for lower level range, these are actually a lot of fun. But for higher level range, they are such a cakewalk that, they are just, you come here for 2 minutes, wipe them out, and then boom, you get some resources. That's all that is. At least with Guild Wars, it's really challenging because everyone's setting super overpowered teams, the strongest in the game, as their defense. Let's see, what else did I miss in chat? But yeah, if anyone else has any other questions, team build, you want me to do anything of the such, feel free to leave them in chat, and we'll definitely make sure to go around them. Let's see. I don't believe I missed anything else, but if I did, definitely re-mention it. Anyways, let's go into, I guess, next battle. What do we even throw against them? I'll go do the World Burn. Oh, wait, never mind. How many immune to burns does he have? I guess it's not too bad. He has 2 immune to burns. As long as there's at least, like, 2 things we can hit, that's fine. Oh, also, I didn't say that earlier. Hello, and thank you for the subscribe, Lieb Paul. Much appreciated. Don't know if you're still here. But thank you for that. What do we even need to do here? We'll go for a, I guess, a purple to yellow. Or not. Never mind. We don't have it. We don't have anything good to do. Not a single thing even cascades. I don't believe. Like, that gives them a 4 times. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. This is a really bad board. I guess we just do it right there and try for another yellow, which we actually land, so good. That's exactly what we needed. We'll go take a brown and try for another yellow. Didn't get it, but at least we got the first one. So we'll go throw that down. Ideally, we'd get full mana on something, and we do. Go get the drain. That gives us full mana on pretty much everything. Go move that just to get it out the way. Throw the World Breaker to clear the board. And Glitter Claw into... Never mind. We can't do anything. I guess we just drain him, and then Glitter Claw. Or we'll miss. There we go. Finally, we have Glitter Claw, so we'll throw that down. We're going to get 2 Fairy Fires, but that's enough to wipe right here. And we get a map. Very nice. Go get that. I wish maps actually had another purpose, too. They are so useless this late in the game, because there's very few things to actually throw them on. So we'll go get the drain right there. Counter him out. Get the World Breaker. Oops, I should have gone for another Glitter. Well, it doesn't really matter. Actually, maybe it was good I didn't go for it, because now we can just poke him and dead. What do you think about having real-time PvP battles? Oh, I would love if that happened. There's actually quite a few people in the community against it, though. Everyone on the Steam side and I believe console side have really been wanting it. I know on Steam side it has been a really high request. It's not something they've ever implemented. It's something they've talked about in the past. There was even a friends list thing that was kind of hinted at on the profile for almost a year and a half, approximately. But they never ended up implementing it. It might be a feature they eventually do, but it seems to be on the back burner at the moment. But yes, will this game ever get multiplayer? Possibly. If it does, it'll probably have an in-game private message system with friends lists and all that kind of stuff when it does come in. But it could be a very long time before it does, because it doesn't seem to be on their priority list. I would love if they did it, though. They also mentioned if they ever do add it to the game, it will not replace out any already existing features. So, like, PvP will not be replaced with it. Already existing Guild Wars, how that works, dungeons, raids, all those kind of things will not be replaced with it. Explore will not. It's basically going to be its own little kind of like mini game or game mode, where you'd basically just be able to battle your friends and maybe some kind of game mode mini game that you can play together with your friends or something of some kind. But it wouldn't be like replacing PvP. Like PvP, how we know it today, wouldn't really be changed. It would just be a kind of side substitute. And also similar to how when you fight normal defend teams from a specific player, you would not get rewards if you did actually battle other players. So if you were to do like a normal battle, like let's say a battle like this, and this was controlled by another player, we would not get any rewards from this. The reason why they would have it like this, which they kind of already have it somewhat like it right now, the reason they have it like this is just so people won't set ridiculously bad teams. So like 4 times firebomb, 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 dead. And then you could just keep feeding the enemy a bunch of resources. That kind of already happens slightly, as you might see occasionally in PvP. But it would get a lot worse if they just let everyone just do whatever in it and still gain resources. But yeah, it's something they might implement in the future, multiplayer. It's definitely something I would love. Most people know this as a single-player game, though. And I believe when they did multiplayer in their other games, it didn't really go over too well as well, which might be another reason for it, why some people are skeptical of it. So I've never actually played any of their other games that had multiplayer in it, so I wouldn't really know. Okay, what do we do? Go take the red. Go in. Well, this Glitter Claw is kind of useless at the moment. Oops, what do I do? Go move that one, I guess. So let's take a skull. He has Queen Mab now. That's actually going to hurt a lot, but I have no way of countering it. How many blues are on the board? 12. Well, I guess I get rid of my highest mana cost. True. Oh, wait. Did I have Drain? No, I think I didn't have Drain. That was really dumb if I did that. If I did have Drain. I don't think I did. Let me double check the replay. Oh, no, I didn't have it. Okay, that was the right move then. I did it correct. So we'll go throw that down. We hit it. See if we can get a Glitter Claw here. Don't have it. Throw the board. Clear the board. He'll poke us. Doesn't really matter too much if that dies. Though we are getting really low on durability right now. First Fairy Fire of the battle somehow. That took way too long, but we'll go through the World Breaker, and then one more will kill it out. And, well, he almost killed me too, but down it goes. Let's see. It's called Nekriza. Is she even good? Oh no, Nekriza isn't really that good. Nekriza was the first troop in the game to ever get Dispel. And normally whenever they add a troop that is the first of something, it is horrifically bad. And that is no difference with her. Oops, why did it not come up, Dispel? There she is, Nekriza. But yeah, she was the first troop ever added with it. I would not really advise using her ever. I can't really think of any instance where you would specifically need to use her. She does have Necromancy, which I guess is okay. She's kind of counter-skull related to Strix, so though you would never actually use her up front, so there's no point in that. Nor do people really even use that classification of troop. And other than that, it just summons a Bone Storm. I believe she was the first Bone Storm as well. Yeah, she doesn't really do much. She just summons a random undead, a Dispel, which gets rid of all positive stats effects, and a Bone Storm. There's already troops that do better Bone Storms than her, like Skyla. And yeah, there just really isn't any need to use her. Unless you specifically needed some kind of, I don't know, actually you wouldn't even need an undead summon, because she's not even undead. I was going to say like some kind of full undead team, but she's not even undead. So yeah, I don't really know what her purpose is these days. She had a bit of a purpose when she first came out, obviously, because she was the only Dispel and the only Bone Storm. But now, since there's better Bone Storms and better Dispels would be things like Azura. Azura you get for free just from completing out Merlantis Kingdom. Wisp is an ultra rare that when you have its trait, only needs like 3 mana to get the full mana. And those 2 troops alone basically makes her useless for dispelling, because you can do Wisp for cheaper, way cheaper, and Azura you get way easier, plus she has mana generation on herself. So overall she's technically cheaper too, even though she has a higher mana start that you need to get. But once you get it going, it basically accumulates all of its own mana. But yeah, Nekriza's pretty much dead content. I wouldn't bother with her. As far as Bone Storm, she might be okay for Bone Storm still. Skyla's a little bit expensive to actually get. You would need to get her as a Legend, plus you would need her fully traded. But she's currently the best Bone Storm in the game, and she does it all for extra turns. And if you needed specifically a Bone Storm, she would be a much better option if you happen to have her around. As far as what you would use a Bone Storm for, it's pretty good with a Stone Skin or like anything that has 50% or higher skull resistance in first slot would end up working. Yeah, Nekriza is pretty bad. What's also pretty bad about using her earlier on in the game is summons work by taking your max possible rarity. So if you are using a Nekriza, or anything that summons for that matter, and it's summoning a completely random of a troop type. So let's say, for example, a baby dragon summoning a random dragon. These dragons come in with traits as well as the max leveling based on what you currently have. So if you don't have any of these troops, like those legends and stuff that it actually transforms and summons, then you don't really get any value out of them. You'll have like a somewhat average level troop, but it doesn't have any traits or anything like that. And this starts to make quite a bit of difference towards like the early to mid-ish game when you're around like level 200, 300. Because if you keep summoning legends that are completely untraded, when you could be getting like a consistent one summon of some kind that you know for sure you already have traded, it's much better to go for that consistent one summon, even if that one summon isn't really too particularly good. When you first started the game, you used her for the summons. Yeah, summon spam is pretty strong when you're first starting off, because you could just keep replacing out your team over and over again. And due to how the stats are scaled, you can basically never lose if you're using a summoner in early game, unless they specifically take out your summoner. Basically, as long as your summoner is alive, you most likely will not lose. Of course, unless it's summoner against summoner. But with a summoner in early game, you can basically fatigue out any team. The reason that doesn't necessarily work in late game is there's so much damage output in late game with every loop and everything in mana generation, high damage output, that you can't actually out-summon the enemy team's damage output most of the time. So it's really no point in doing that. Lower level ranges, it works pretty nice though. But yeah, anything that has summon. Giant Spider in particular is one of my favorite. Not only is it really cheap to trait the little guy that it ends up creating, but it's also also really easy to get copies of it too. But it has a nice convert into purple. And out of all the troops that convert, it's the only one that actually has a summon too. And there's plenty of good troops that use purple mana as well. And if you happen to get Kedar done, go and get the hero class from it, get 250 wins on it. That you would be able to get pretty early in the game. It's one of the best full AoE weapons that hits all the enemies. It's this weapon right here, Creeping Death. It used to be the best weapon in the game. These days, it's probably top 10, more towards the lower end. But it deals damage to all enemies and then places Death Mark on the weakest and the strongest. The weakest and strongest being the one with the highest and lowest HP plus armor value combined. But it's above average full AoE damage to the enemy team, as in hitting all of them. Death Marks have a 10% chance per turn to kill them as well after a 1-turn delay. So yeah, it has quite a bit of damage. there are a few other weapons these days, like Dawnbringer and a couple of the other ones they've been adding that are slightly better and situationally better than it, but still really nice, really cheap to get, really early as well. And it synergizes really well with a giant spider, which has infinite summons. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading off for tonight. Unless there's any other questions that you guys have, or any that I might have still missed. But we'll be back tomorrow night, as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow, as we do every single night. We're mainly just going to be doing the Guild Wars, of course, dungeons, and messing around with a few of the new teams as well. Mainly probably the Yalgway, or whatever his name is. He's still been my favorite, that new green-red that ended up coming into the game from the New Kingdom. Don't forget, next week is not the event week for the New Kingdom, so do not spend your event keys on it, unless you happen to want whatever's in there. But it's not coming till the 26th. The reason for this is there's a patch coming next week, most likely, and that patch needs to come in before they can release some of the new troops for this New Kingdom, because they're coming in with a mechanic that works, I believe, in raids, if I'm not mistaken, which is a new thing that's kind of going to be partially replacing Guild Wars starting next patch. But yeah, it looks a lot of fun. They've been doing a lot of spoiler thread things, and they haven't really mentioned much about it. But we'll find out quite a bit about it when they actually release it sometime next week with the patch. They mentioned it's going to be one of their biggest patches they've done so far, so I'm really looking forward to it. They have alluded to a lot of things like new power orbs that'll make it really easy to actually level things up, and particularly target down specific troops that you like, which is pretty nice. They mentioned new crafting stuff in the Soul Forge. They mentioned, of course, raids, which is going to partially replace out Guild Wars, only partially, and a few other things, so it should be nice. Anyways, guys, I'll see you all later. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.